Hey, it's Natalia, and I really love the Ranting Raving Podcast. You should tune in.
Yeah. All right, this is Jimmy Rafer from Super Big Media, and you're here on the Ranting Raving Podcast on Stereotype Radio.
Yo, this is Spinatra. I just want you guys to know you're tuning in today to Ranting Raving Podcast on Stereotype Radio. Have a good day.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Boss. Hey, listen, you tuned to the Rants and Raving Podcast, man. Tune in, Rants and Raving Podcast. It's your girl, Lady Boss.
What's up, y'all? This is Ani Lee Mars. I need y'all to tune into Ranting Raving Podcast.
Tune into the Ranting Raving Podcast. Why wouldn't you?
What's up? It's your authentic fly girl, Lucy Too, telling you to tune in to Ranting Raving Podcast on Stereotype Radio.
I know. We're not in a normal location. Today, we have a very special guest, and we actually came to meet him where he stands. Can you introduce yourself to the people?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm B. Hill, better known as Hill or Ben, and I'm with the Let's Get to a Podcast. How you guys doing?
So we came here. We're going to have a great conversation. B. Hill has a very, very, very motivating, inspiring, interesting, courageous. There's so many different ways I can describe his story. And, I want to give him chances to definitely get into the story, but I definitely want to also, pick his brain the way we do here at the Ranting Raving Podcast. So let's get into it. Okay. What is one thing as you get older that you just can't stand? You're just over it. You can't do it. You're done.
I can't stand like women and like trying to get into a relationship and women that just like try to take advantage of me or play me and that type of stuff like that.
Oh, so they're trying to play you.
Oh my gosh. It's like the biggest thing why I'm single right now,
Wow.
Yeah.
So what ways do they try to get over, like give an example of like a time where she thought she had you, but she got herself?
Well, it always seems the fact that they automatically think I have a lot of money when I'm broke. I just know how to play that role, right? And then after that, it's like, come to find out when I'm not giving them anything and like I'm all right. But, at the same time, it's just like, it's not about the money. It's just about who I am. Get to know me for who I am.
Yeah.
Not just a bunch of dinner dates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because once we've been through that part, I can still cook for you and stuff like that because I'm always about saving money and doing the right things.
Right.
Going out all the time like that, yeah.
And I think the right woman is going to want you to save the money because, okay, so all these dinner dates can equal up to a big trip later on. So let's save the money. Let me cook for you. You cook for me. Let's take a cooking class. Let's get on YouTube. Let's emerald it up together, and then we can take the trip later.
Exactly. That's the biggest thing because that always comes next. Like when we go in there and when we go on the trip, when we going to do this, and when we going to do that. Well, that might not be no time soon because we spent all the money.
Yeah.
And then what are you bringing to the table?
Also.
That part too. So and then when I come at them like that, 9 times out of 10, it kind of like runs them away. And then it's really they lost because you know what? I'm taking my trip by myself anyway now.
Ooh. Gotcha. Thought you had it. Gotcha.
Because I'm still going on my trip, you know what I mean? But
Clearwater is calling. If you know, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And if you don't, you better follow him so you can find out where he just was.
Right.
All right. I like that. So Little Boosie claims that he thinks that social media is pretty much the downfall of today's today's generation of relationships. Do you agree with that? Or do you have an opposite perspective?
I can split that in half,
Okay.
Because part of it is me growing up, the social media thing wasn't around. So to actually meet a woman, you had to put the work in. Like with just having a landline back then, no social media, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Being in a house with 3 or 4 other people, trying to get your time on a slot on the phone just to talk to a female. That was a lot of work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas though on this side now, you can just DM somebody or whatever and make it that much easier. But that was a challenge on how to, be persistent, be consistent with meeting somebody, because it took a lot of work. Right now, it's nothing. I can go throw on a nice outfit or whatever, put some fake backgrounds in the back and make it seem like I'm in Honolulu or something, and be sitting right here and get a date just like that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
hold up, the screen is green, y'all. The screen is green.
Exactly. So there's a lot of stuff you can do on the social media just to be fake.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? So like,
that's true.
But I liked it better when you had to put the work in.
I like that. So I think we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, and I don't think I've ever gotten that perspective. I like that. You had to put that work in, and you had to probably get creative too, because like if you waiting 2 hours to get that phone call, let me write a poem. Let me do something to make myself stand out. I like that.
It was a lot of original stuff back then. You know, like writing a whole song down, playing the tape back and forth. You know, trying to get every word just to send a love song out or a message or something. So it was a lot, you know, to be thorough back then, or to be real. Yeah.
All right, quick question. Side note: were you on the party line?
Oh yeah. Come on. If it existed back then, I was a part of it. I know just about everything, you know. Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into it, right? Mm-hmm. Well, let's get to it rather. Right. No pun intended. If you can increase any level of yourself, we're talking strength, charisma, intelligence, anything like that, but you also had to decrease some aspects of yourself. What would you increase and what would you decrease?
I would increase probably more with being more outspoken, getting more done, sort of say. Because I'm the type of person where as though I get to a certain point and then I just stop and don't want to finish it. You know, so like I want to like give myself to the drive, the push to finish things because I'm always right there and just walk away from it.
What do you think stops you? What do you think is like the hindrance? Like
afraid of success.
Oh my gosh, that's self-sabotage.
Afraid of success.
No, I feel that. We got a high five on that. I feel that. Yeah.
Just let me tell you a story, right?
Tell me.
So maybe prior to me getting clean now, probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I'm in Center City looking at condos to move into. And I have all this money, things are going well, and I decided to go get high and relapse. Because I had so much success that was going on. Like, wow, I'm about to have a condo. I got all these cars, I got all this stuff, and then just let it go, you know? Yeah. So, and I was right there. And then I looked at my bank account and $80,000 cash was going out my bank account because I got high with it.
Oh my gosh.
I know exactly how much I spent because my whole bank account was wiped out, you know? So, yeah, at this point in my life now, I learned to talk about it like I'm doing now, admit to it, and now I'm like able to like just keep on pushing. Like nothing's stopping me now on the path that I'm on.
I love that. Wow. So I love that you said that because I think I talk about that. I have a song called Self-Sabotage, and I'm always talking about different ways that people self-sabotage. I think people think self-sabotage might be just doing the drug, right? But it's not only just doing the drug. It's getting clean from the drug and being so afraid that you might have the life that you dreamed of.
Exactly.
That you have to ruin it for yourself because you're so afraid that you might just get everything you want. Exactly. And it also I think it comes down, you let me know if you agree with this, it comes down to self-esteem because sometimes you're like, well, I don't deserve this. You know, I've made so many mistakes, I've done so many things, I don't deserve this. So if I don't deserve it, I'm not gonna have it. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna allow myself to have it because I don't deserve it. And who are we to say that? Because I believe that what God has for us is for us. So it's like, if God says it's for you, take it. You know what I mean? He's giving it to you. You can't block your own blessings and stuff. Do you agree with that though? Do you think that
100%? And that's the way I was, you know, like I was always saying, and then I seen like the friends that I was with who moved on in life and got the bigger house, got the bigger car, got all the money and stuff. And then here I am like, darn, that was my opportunity right there to still be involved with what they got going on because I helped put all them on. We was all networking, doing the same thing. I was always there. Then all of a sudden it's like, I don't know why, but I understand now. Yeah. Because I know that I'm worthy enough now. Right. And I took some time out to get to know who I am now. And I'm like, it just wasn't my time then. But now it's my time because nothing's stopping me from doing what I got to do.
Well, I told y'all, inspiring. I'm tearing up. I'm trying to hold it together, but it's one of them things, guys. It's one of them things. All right.
Hold on. I think it was a two-part question to that.
Oh, yeah. What would you decrease? Yes.
So what would I decrease? I think it would be more so my arrogance. I'm very arrogant. I'm very.
At least you can admit it.
Yeah, and what I would do is just fall back and let things come to me. You know, now I'm up behind the camera a whole lot now. Whereas though before I was dying to be behind the camera, you know what I mean? Like anything, like to be seen, to get that attention. Moving too fast, wanting to do too much. Now I'm at the point where I'm just level and want things to come to me when it's the time to come.
When it's time to come,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
All right, I think that's fair. And I think, you know what's so funny? I think that's relatable, but I think it's relatable, but I also think it's one of those one of those things that people are afraid to kind of say, like, yeah, I'm arrogant. It's like, who wants to say that? But if it's true, it's true. You know what I mean? But you have to, because you can't like overcome unless you face it, right?
Right, exactly. And being arrogant could be a problem, you know what I mean? Sometimes they can get you in a lot of trouble. Being too cocky and stuff like that, you can miss your blessing, you know? So
that's true.
Right now, I'm more like, just let it come to me, because no matter what, everything in life, it came to me once I settled down and been who I am, you know? So,
did what you had to do, right?
Yep.
Wow. All right, let's get sticky. Let's get a little sticky because we're getting too emotional,
right,
y'all. And I'm messing up my makeup.
Listen, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? You said let's be real. You know, and
I love it.
If realness don't bring out tears, then it's not real, because emotion is a feeling, and you got to get that out. You know,
I know.
Because I secretly go like in that room and cry, but you know.
All right, as long as we can be cry friends.
I'm a cry too.
You guys know, every once in a while I get a friend on the pod who just really enjoys crying as much as I do, and sometimes you just gotta get that good ugly cry out. Shout out to Lady Boss. Right. All right. Who's more wrong in the situation? The drug dealer or the drug user?
It's funny that I heard this before too. I heard this and I spoke on it. It's definitely the drug user. It's definitely the drug user.
And why would you say that?
Because the user he makes that decision that he wants to use. The dealer doesn't force that on them.
Okay.
At all. Not one single bit. The dealer is out there doing what he knows, you know. If he was brought into that lifestyle, hey, I can make money, you know what I mean? This is the way I'm going to make money. I know drug dealers that sit out there all day long and they make no money.
That's a shame.
Because they didn't have the good work. You know what I mean? If you got bad work, they're going to go where the good work is, you know? So it wasn't his fault that his boss or whoever he got that from gave him the bad work. But at the same time, even if that person that's using if the other person don't have it, he'll still go back there and buy that stuff from that person right there, because he made a choice. He wanted to get something in his body as a user to go buy it from that dealer.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
On my level up, I can feel me level up. Can you feel your level up? Can you feel your level up?
Welcome to an episode of Pink Picks, where I listen to the music so you don't have to, but if it's good, I'm going to put you on. Today, we have Christian Lamar, Drive. He released this single, I'm going to say like a month or two ago, and I've been hearing a lot about it, so I said, let me check this thing out and let me really get into it. You know what I mean? The way I get into things. You know, Ranting Raving Podcast, we got to rave about what we love, so let's get into it.
I don't wanna make it easy for you, 'cause you always make it hard for me. No, making it hard for me. Not talking difficulty. Let me give you something you can't believe. Hang up on your thigh, baby. You know what I like.
Okay.
Body move, always a pleasant surprise. Baby, grab them keys, head out to the car. I'll take the passenger seat. We ain't gonna make it that far. I'ma let you drive. Love it when you take control. Take my mind, body, and soul.
Okay. That's all y'all get. Y'all gotta go check out Drive. But listen, it's giving. It is giving. Let me tell you what it's giving. It's giving me late night. It's giving me windows down. It's giving me phone on D&D. Okay, phone on D&D. It's giving me all the vibes. Okay, all the summertime with my boot up. Like, it's giving me all the vibes, right? Okay, you're nasty. Okay, it's a little grown and sexy vibe, because I heard that little innuendo to be. I said, okay, go to the bar. Okay, but he is grown. He's grown. We're all grown here. So, all right, y'all. If I have to, You know what? Another thing I want to mention is that R&B is supposed to make you feel something, right? So the fact that you felt like it was like a mood, like it was like a vibe that you got was a mood. It was like, it was giving. It's definitely a mood song. It's definitely mood music. So I'm gonna give it. If I have to give it a rating, which I do, I'm gonna give it a rating. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I don't know, cause I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Please stream Christian Lamar's Drive. It's a nice little bop, and it's nice for them summertime. We don't have that many summertime nights left, y'all. Well, take advantage and throw on Drive on the cruise with you and your boo thing. All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Pink Picks, where I listen to the music so you don't have to. But when it's good, I put you on. Make sure you guys stay locked in, because once you're locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll see you next time. Now, okay, I wasn't expecting that one, guys. Caught me off guard. But so now I have another question. Do you think that the drug dealer is an addiction himself?
Yeah.
To the hustle, I guess,
It's funny that you say that, because I'm about to have an episode where I'm interviewing a drug dealer that actually, he came to me and was like, it's a good topic. I said, that's you. Let's do it. He said, let's go.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a good episode.
Exactly.
Y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So the drug dealer, they're addicted to that. I mean, I was a drug dealer at one time. I was addicted so much to it that I had so much money, so much drugs, I didn't know what to do with it until I started getting high off my drugs, But I was addicted to that lifestyle, Even when I was using, I still wanted to sell drugs and, still do stuff like that. Hustle. It's still in me, you know what I mean? It's definitely an addiction, yeah.
Okay, so real quick, let's just deep dive into a little bit about like your addiction. We're going to deep dive also into your recovery too. So I know that if you guys watch the podcast, if you watched B-Hill's podcast, which if you didn't, go tap in. You talk about, just starting as almost like a child. You talk about starting. You talk about starting. Just kind of with like helping with your family parties and stuff like that, and kind of sneaking the beer and that sort of thing. What was the turning point where you were just like, I'm too far gone, I'm now in full blown addiction? Like, when was that point where you realized it, and like, what were you doing? Where were you? What did it smell like in the air? Was it night? Was it daytime? Like, take us there.
I think the time which really, really got me was I was dibbling and dabbling with all type of stuff. And it kind of was like with the crack cocaine. And I used to be like putting it in the cigarettes and the weed and stuff like that. But I remember one time, and it's not far from where we are right now. It's like literally right around the corner.
Wow.
And the guy was like, you wasting stuff right there. And you need to start putting it in a pipe. And when I put it in a pipe right then, I think I may have like tried it or something before. But then when I started doing that and like brought into the fact that I was wasting it and just straight started smoking it from the pipe, that's when I knew as though it was starting to get really bad. And I was sharing a story at the time about when I took the seat out the car and we riding around with the seat in the car, doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was at the point where as though I was so like, I was losing everything, because why would I ride around in a car that I can make money off of, but the whole seat thing came out the car and I didn't go get it fixed?
Yeah.
Now I can't even ride people around to make extra money, or got something to get in the back, and it's like literally no passenger seat in there. And then I got people sitting on the floor of the car smoking crack, you know what I mean? That low in the cars. It was just like, that's when I knew I was just like, oh, I'm pretty much wasted now. I'm messed up.
Yeah, it's too far gone. Did you so in some low moments like that moment, or just even in some darker moments, did you ever feel like you could get to where you are now? Did you ever think that you could fully recover and that you could be helping other people recover, and that you would be having like a podcast about recovery? And just like, so I guess the question would be, number one, did you ever think that you would recover? And two, did you ever think that you would be helping people recover as well? Right.
So I always thought I would be able to help people. Always. That was always my thing. I was just always that type of person, even when I was using. And I'm going to tell you a prime example. A lot of people say they'll never give nobody their last when they're using. Well, I always gave somebody my last, because I took the first part of it off and gave them the bottom part, which was the last part. So that was the last right then and there.
So you always gave
I
your
always
last.
gave my last.
So stop
what I
saying
mean?
that, y'all.
Yeah, so like right then and there, because I was getting the first part off of there, and then they can get the last. So I always was giving my last, and that was just a way of helping somebody because sometimes it might be two pieces in there. And the top one might be bad and the bottom one might be good. You never know what's in there. But I gave it to somebody because I was just sharing.
Yeah.
So, and I always was the type of person that wanted to help somebody because it always came back to me in one form or another. If it didn't have to be somebody giving me like more money or for drugs or more drugs or something, it could be God just moving me out that situation right then and there where danger came, and, remove my life out of it. So when I knew them blessings was coming, I always like gave back to that to help out. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So even in your darkest hour, you still wear some sort of sunshine and some sort of light to people, and that's beautiful.
It's just like my family, my friends, some of the people that come on the podcast, when they say them type of things, and that's kind of what they mean by that when they say, like I was always a thorough person and I always was a caring, giving type of person because it was just always in me to, doing drugs is a bad thing, but I'm not a bad person. I was always raised to have respect. If I'm walking down my street and we smoking weed, I tell my homies, put that down because my neighbors are sitting on the porch out of respect, you know what I mean? So I was just always that way, but at the end of the day, drugs just change you to be a different person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Wow. I'm not done. I have more questions. So I want to kind of remix the question. So we always have this. We have this question on Ranting Raving Pod where we talk about what's the most toxic thing that you've ever done that you don't regret, right? So I want to know what is the most toxic thing that you've done in your addiction that you. I'm not going to say that you don't regret, but what's the most toxic situation that you feel like you put yourself in, or what's the most toxic thing you've done, or what's like the most outrageous, in your opinion, thing that you've done in your addiction?
So it's a couple of them, right? But I'm going to share this one with you.
Share them all.
This one right here, right? So I was with this female one time when I was using, right? And she was a Muslim sister, right? So she told me if I wanted to get high with her, that I had to take my shahada.
What?
So I took my shahada.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Shorty.
Listen. I took my shahada under the bridge. I took my shahada under the bridge to get high.
Where under the bridge?
It was a bridge under like Kensington Avenue. Under
what? Under the L?
Under the L. But we was like near Somerset, near that little. I mean, where Lehigh, where you turn off of Lehigh. That bridge right there. So listen, let me tell you. I took my shahada with this female, right? And she was so annoying that I asked for Jesus to help me so fast. Like, I said, Jesus, please help me because I can't be with this woman, you know what I mean? Like, and that was like...
What was she doing?
Want to, like, own me because now I'm Muslim, so she can tell me how much I can smoke and how much she gonna give me and all that. You gotta wait until I'm done and all that. And I'm not that type of person, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go. I'm Muslim now.
Yeah.
Help me out, you know? And that was a bad
your
look.
shahada.
Yeah. That was a bad look. But that was one of the times I always tell people that. But the thing, you'll do just about anything for drugs, you know what I mean? Like, I never thought I would do something like that, but, and that's something I don't do. Like, I don't play with, like, religions and don't play with God and stuff like that. And that's where it had me at to do something like that.
Yeah, that's a chokehold for you. Oh, my God, that's so fun. So I just cried because I'm inspired, and I'm crying because I'm laughing. And so my makeup's just going to be done by the end of the show, and I'm okay with that. But that is hilarious. So give me another one. That was good. That was juicy. Give me another one.
Well, no, this one right here, this one is a real serious one because, I've been married. I had a wife for, I know her. We've been together for about 23 years before we divorced. And we was married all that time. And the worst thing I could do is have another baby while she was pregnant with my son. I had another woman pregnant. So that was like, when I look back at it, that was like the worst thing you can do to somebody. Yeah. Because I hurt that woman so bad, and
were you in your addiction as well during this time period?
Pretty much so, yeah. Dibbing and dabbing, and a lot of my addiction came from, I would be cheating on my wife, and then let's just say, for instance, the person I'm cheating with stands me up because something came up. I automatically start thinking, oh, she don't like me. She don't want to be with me. It could have been anything why she didn't show up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I tell myself, oh, this is a good time to get high. And now I got all this time because I done told my wife I was going camping for the weekend or something. Now I got a whole weekend I was supposed to be with this woman. Now what am I going to do with this time when I went out and got tents and hiking stuff and all that to make this whole trip, the weekend trip, to be complete? And now I'm like, oh, all I can do is get high. And now I just self-sabotaged my own self, got high, messed everything up because of my pattern of cheating and doing all this type of stuff. And that kind of like caused me to have another woman get pregnant.
Wow.
You know? So, yeah, that was very, very like hurtful after I got over it. And me and her got over it together. Like, she's actually one of my best friends right now, my ex-wife,
Beautiful.
you know. And we can talk about that stuff, but then I don't understand why I made someone that was like the best person in my life feel so bad and lower her self-esteem, because she would always say, what is it that these other women have that I don't have? And I can sit up in her face and be like, nothing. Nothing. You got a master's degree. You can travel all over the world. You gave me 2 beautiful kids. We got property together. These women don't have none of that. So I was going after something that was nothing.
Yeah.
And ruined this woman's life that had everything.
Wow.
That's still my friend to this day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what was her role in terms of you, like, so let's just go into recovery. Sorry, y'all, we're gonna get back to the questions, but we flowing. What was her position in your life as far as you getting clean and stepping into your recovery and just in on this time that you, like, you know, you have what, 4 years clean now? So what part did she play in that for you?
Well, she was always supportive. One, because I'm still on her insurance. So that's a key thing, you know what I mean? And the fact that she still has helped me out then, and that was a way for me to get into treatment by using her insurance.
That's beautiful.
That right there says a lot, because thank God if she would have took me off that insurance, I probably wouldn't be here right now, because certain places you just don't get the care that you get when you have private insurance. And that helped out a lot, and always supportive, even when I call her and tell her, you know, I'm in treatment, I'm trying to do it right this time, and, you know, she'd be like, oh, you want me to bring the kids up to see you or something like that, you know, send me a couple of hours or whatever the case may be, talk to me. So she always been that way, no matter what I put her through. She always was there for me, and to this day, she still is. 100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to you, sis, because you are a true ride or die, right?
Oh, she's coming on the podcast too.
Oh!
Yeah.
All right, so we'll say too. We'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Listen, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You'll be seeing her.
So I have another question too. These are just questions that I just genuinely want to know. So as far as like recovery, what got you to that point? Like, what point were you at where you were just like, okay, I need to get clean. I'm over this. Like, I need to do this. I need to do it now, and I need to do it the right way, and I need to stay this way. What was that point in your life where you just had that pivot?
So the point in my life was, you know, a little over 4 years ago when I stopped. And I pretty much knew, and I'm a big believer of God, and I have faith, and I pretty much knew that, you know, God was giving me signs that if you don't listen and obey me now, you're going to feel a wrath from me.
Was it like circumstances that you were put in, or was it like just like things that were happening, or did you hear the voice of God?
I heard the voice of God, and it was a lot of it, you know, because I pretty much knew that the drugs itself was going to kill me, because there's a lot of poison that they sell now.
True.
And you know, also, like I was saying earlier, you know, like I had over $80,000 that I had wasted. I pretty much ain't had no more money no more. So now I have to start doing things that I don't want to do, such as robbing and stealing. And, you know, you rob the wrong person, you know, you're putting your life at jeopardy.
Yeah.
You know, you robbed the wrong store or something like that, you can go to jail for a long time. If I hurt somebody, I can go to jail for a long time. So it was a lot of those factors that was coming in that God was giving me the signs to say, now is your time. You know, I'm not going to tell you no other way but now. Regardless of how bad you think the detox is going to be, if you obey me and do what you have to do, your reward will be on the flip side. And that's when I was just like, okay, I'm going in.
Yeah.
And I remember, I mean, back to the other thing. So the last time I used was in church.
In church?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
The last time I used, I got clean. This was on November the 7th. It was on a Sunday. And I got clean actually on the 8th because I didn't use on the 8th. But November the 7th, I went to church that morning.
What year?
21. 2021.
That's 21. Oh, done.
So I went to church that morning, and I told a friend of mine I was going to go be there to support her for some things that they were doing for her mother in the church. And I used in that bathroom that morning.
Oh my God.
And yeah. And then after that, was supposed to be the same night I was supposed to have that party that I didn't go to. So she went on her way. I went back home, and I pretty much was running out of the stuff that I had. And I told myself I wasn't going back down to get no more. So right then and there, I just stopped, and that's when I made the process to start calling the treatment centers and get myself together. So
yeah, that was probably a sign too. God was like, "Not in my house."
Exactly.
Not in my house.
Exactly. But also when you do, as bad as that sounds, it was just a way of God saying, "Okay, like I know it goes with this, but that's the test. Are you going to do more after you leave out this church? Or are you going to still obey me? Because I can forgive you for doing the mistake that you've done by getting high in my house. But the thing is that, are you going to continue to state the path and do what you need to do and, go into treatment?" And that's exactly what I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, one, I have two questions. One, what was the name of the church? And two, was your party supposed to be at that church?
No, so the name of the church is funny because they have NA meetings at the church.
Lord! I was hoping you would say something like that because really, it all balances out.
The church is at 63rd and Cedar. It's like a big church on the corner right there. And
I've seen that before.
Yeah,
I've seen it before.
So that was the church, and I was just actually going there because the girl that I was dating at the time, her mother was a member of that church, and they were doing like a presentation for her mother or something, giving out like a candle or something because she had passed away.
Right. Okay.
So that's the reason why I was there that Sunday morning. And what was the second part of the question?
The second part of the question, I was just asking, was your party going to be at that church as well? But I'm assuming now the church party was somewhere else.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. The party was at like a party hall or something like that. That was down the line.
Completely.
That
separate.
Was just Sunday morning church service. Just going there. Being there for her.
Was it so much so that like you wanted to get high because you just like wanted that feeling, or did you feel like you had to stay high to stay like from getting sick and that sort of thing? Or
yes, that's exactly it. Because I was doing a drug where my body relied on it, and I pretty much like every hour on an hour I was doing it. So I didn't sleep for like years. Because I would just like every hour, they said like I would never get into like my REM sleep, that I would just be nodding off. I wake up and I do a little bit, nod back off, and then go throughout the night and then just go about my day. But all night long is when I pretty much was just like getting high throughout the night and just, my body needed it. So I would just do it around the clock nonstop. Yeah.
So another question I have, right? So how much of you getting high or staying high, right? How much of you staying in your addiction actually depended on you just needing the drug to survive? Like how much of it was like at what? Because I feel like, because in my head just now, as you're saying this, I'm thinking like, oh, so at some point you're just like, you probably started getting high because it was fun or because you wanted this like feeling. But after a while, it just becomes like a dependency, like you need it. So like after a while, do you still even get high, or do you just kind of like or you do like is it like even kill, like, you know what I mean? Like is it just even like I'm just normal now because I needed this to pick me up and now I'm just I'm regular, or is it like I'm still grooving because I'm like enjoying the high, or is it like which like?
So I can pretty much say to sum this up in one big thing, I've been chasing that for the minute that I relapsed. I've been chasing that high until I stopped the whole time. I was just always high, and I didn't go a day or two without using. I used every day, all day long. That was my life, just using, finding ways and means to get more no matter what. And a lot of things didn't help during the time because, like I said, I had money in the account, and then it was during the time of the pandemic, and they decided to give me all this money. And that didn't help nothing, you know what I mean? Like, they put more fuel to the fire, and I was, like, getting high off that money every day.
And everything shut down to what are you doing but getting high?
You're getting high,
wow.
You know? And I tell people, it's so ironic because when they told everybody to shelter in place and all that, I'm in crack houses and dope houses and everything else, and never caught COVID. at all. I'm around all type of. I'm out in the world. I'm moving. I never stopped, and never got COVID.
Wow.
Until I went into treatment, then caught COVID. So I'm like, something must be in something, you know what I mean? Because I never got sick, but then again, I was so high, I don't know what my body was going through or whatnot.
That's true,
you know what
too,
I mean?
yeah. Wow.
But, I know one thing, when, I was dependent on the drug, so when I didn't get the drug, I would start getting sick because your body craves it and needs it, so... That means fast. I had to find a way to get some money or get some more drugs in me. So I always found a way.
Wow. Well, aside from the drugs, that does attest to your just your persistence and then just your resilience. Okay, I'm gonna bounce back. I know I don't have enough drugs for now, but I'm gonna bounce back. I'm gonna find a way to get it. So I guess knowing that you can do that for drugs, that you can apply that for anything else, and that you can pretty much get whatever you want in life because you're gonna find a way. You know what I mean? And find the best way to get what you want. It's just about, I guess, what you want. You know what I mean? So. So has there ever been a time that you were wrong and you didn't apologize? This kind of brings me back to the church. The church thing is did you apologize to the pastor?
Well, not to the pastor, but I apologize to God.
Well, that's more important.
Yeah, I apologize because I don't know who the pastor was or nothing like that, but
God bless.
But part of this process is a men's process that we go through, in a program that I'm in, whereas though, you start doing some steps in your life. So when I get around to that step to make amends, there's a way I can go apologize to, not necessarily the pastor, but maybe I can go there and put an extra $5 or $10 in the basket or something.
Yeah.
And just go there. And that could be my way, because you don't necessarily have to just go out and be like, hey, pastor, I used in your church. But I can tell myself that I'm doing this for some of the wrong that I've done, just to make it a silent amends.
Right, just making. Yeah, I always hear it too. Well, I've seen in movies. I'll say they always have this thing where they'll have you write letters. Kind of. Did they have you do that when you were in recovery, writing letters? So as you build up to it. Okay. So
I've done it because I've been through it and around so many times around as you say, around the globe, So I've been through all that stuff once, but I'm doing it all over thoroughly this time. Yeah.
How do you feel that helped a lot? Because I feel like not just in recovery, but people also use this in different types of therapy for different types of trauma, writing out, let's say there's been some type of abuse between a parent and a child or something like that. And the child will write, as an adult, the child will write a letter and kind of just they don't even have to necessarily give it to the person, but they write out everything they feel. Because I know that I do that too. If I'm feeling something, even if I just have to write it down, it might not even be addressed to anyone. If I could just write down words on how I'm feeling at that moment, it does make me feel better. Do you think, is that something that you think helped you a lot in your recovery process?
Let me tell you 2 parts of it, okay? So when I'm writing and the ink is coming out the pen, I can literally see tears coming out the pen when I'm writing because I'm so emotional. I'm letting all the emotions out.
Yeah.
And when I let that out on that paper, and it's the paper is just flooded with tears and ink. And as I'm writing, I'm getting deep into it. And then when I do write it and I process everything like that, then I just burn it. And I burn it and I just let it go. It's burnt. It's over what I've done, what I had to do with it.
I like that.
Yeah, so that way I don't have to hold on to it. It's not still there. It's burnt. It's all ashes. Go throw the ashes away. It's all gone. But I know that I put my all into it to pretty much just let it go.
Yeah.
Because some things, you have to let go, because if I continue to carry the things that, some of the trauma, some of the abuse and stuff that I've been through, if I continue to hold that and don't let it go, then I'm going to be dealing with it forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, so, okay. We're all going to do this together. Meet me in the comments next week. What we're going to do is we're going to write down a situation that we need to let go of, right? We're going to write it all out on paper, and then we're going to burn it. So y'all let me know how that goes for you in the comments, and I'm gonna let y'all know how it goes for me next week, because I'm gonna do that. That sounds very I like the whole process. It feels like a release in itself. It sounds like it. I like it.
It is.
We can roll with that, y'all.
Yeah, it's a good way to just get it out, and then once you know that you burned it and let it go, or however you want to destroy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think burning is really good, because it's just a finality to it. It's end.
And I look at it this way, because some of it was the pain and stuff that I had been through. So I pretty much was like, I'm gonna set fire to that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let it go. You know what I mean? And that's what I had to do. I just set fire to it, and it's done. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to ask you this one too. What is one thing that you think people get wrong just by looking at you?
Okay, so if you look closely at my face, right? I was in a head-on accident, a bad car accident, right? And I had to have reconstruction surgery in my face.
For real?
Yeah, so right down here is like a scar right there. And when people see that, they automatically think I look evil or that I'm evil about something. When it's just the way that they had to reconstruct my face.
Wow.
You know? Because it's right there, like in the middle of the brow right there. And it kind of pushes it in and gives me that look like, oh, he's always evil. But I'm not evil. It's just that scar that kind of just brings that right there to my face. Yeah.
I think, you know what, we can blame Disney for that in Lion King because, you know, Scar wasn't a thing until Scar was a thing. So,
Exactly.
You know, F you Disney, you know, for many reasons. But no, I understand that too. I feel like and this is what I honestly feel, because if I'm sitting here like this, I automatically look at attitude. I could be happy. It could be. I could have just won $1 million, but not what y'all to know.
Exactly.
But just won $1 million, and I'm just like chilling, trying to play it cool, and everyone thinks I'm now all of a sudden like, you know, a B, and it's like it's not the case. But I also feel like if you don't like overtly smile, like if you're not smiling like this, people automatically think you're mean or have an attitude, or if you're like you said, up to no good or whatever. I feel like even without, if you're not like just constantly being obnoxiously happy, people just automatically think you're obnoxiously sad.
And I
it's
think
not the case.
If people see me like that, that means I'm being fake, because that's not who I am.
Exactly.
That's not my character. You know, like I'm pretty much like this is how I am all the time. I don't want to say that I'm serious, but I'm very confident and I'm very like eager to get my point across and, you know, to whatever I'm trying to stress at that particular time, you know. So, but if I'm like, unless it's something that's like really, really funny and I'm cracking up laughing, but once that's over, I'm back to, you know, that's just who I am about me. I'm very protective of myself, and I don't like a lot of people, too many people getting too close inside because I just don't deal with everybody.
Yeah.
But people that I deal with, they can see who I am because they're around me enough.
Yeah.
I normally don't give them people enough time to be around me anyway. So.
Yeah. I like that too, because because sometimes like if you're letting too many people in and too close and around you, that kind of leads to like you being upset or having an attitude, because now you're all these energies being exchanged and not always the best. So I do feel that. I got another heavy hitter. Wait, one more heavy hitter.
You call those heavy?
Oh, wait, hold on.
I mean,
you trying to say it's light?
That's just common stuff. We just talking, you know what I mean? Every one of them are very, very good
I've
questions.
cried twice, Hill. I've cried twice.
Yeah.
Okay, for different reasons. We almost had a third one, but I made a joke and played it off.
you.
Okay, this is a deep episode for me. All right. No offense to our past people, but ain't nobody made me cry out here like this. This is ridiculous. Okay. Would you rather be on the streets hooked on drugs or stuck in jail for, let's say, 20 years? Like, what would be, you know, and just granted, I don't know that you've done hard time, but I know that you've been on the streets, you've experienced it in all of its, again, you know, what you experienced it all. So it's like, what would you rather do if you had to pick?
It's funny because I've been in jail. I've done hard time, hard drugs. That's a good one right there. Yes. But let me tell you this. I would rather be on drugs because I still have some control in my life. When I sat in a prison cell, I didn't have no control. I had to do every single thing they told me to do, when to do it, and all that. The girl left me. You know, I could be using.
The one you took your shahada for?
No, I'm talking about when I was locked up. You know, this was before when I was locked up in a relationship, younger, and you know, you have a little girlfriend before you go. And like we tell a lot of these young guys on the streets now, like none of them people gonna be there for you. Your homies, your girls. That's true. They're not gonna be there. That girl gonna leave in a minute. She left me. You know, it was tough to see my family. You know, coming up there to visit the jail. They had me far away. You got to go outside. You got to watch your back because people in there, they'll try to hurt you and stuff like that. When I'm out using, if I got the right drugs, I might have a friend, you know. Girl going to be around. You know, I still have some control because as long as I got the drug and I'm using to a certain point that, you know, I still have some freedom. No freedom in jail whatsoever. So I would take the part of just being on drugs. Yeah. And, you know, hopefully while I'm on drugs, I get a release date. Right, because maybe in prison you might get a release date, but on drugs, sometimes, you know, I could die using a drug. You know what I mean? True. Some people go to jail and be preserved. Some people go to jail. Like I got my GED in jail. There was some good that I got out of it, but it didn't do too much for me. But
yeah, I feel like there's a big conversation going on right now about like the rehabilitation part of prison or jail, like being completely thrown out of it at this point, and it's really just become like, just like a big pharma, like a big business, all the private prisons and everything. So
all holding place.
Yeah, just in the holding place. You know what I mean? 3 hots and a cot. Let's put them in here, get them out the way, and then
give them the least amount of stuff to make them happy.
Yeah,
At least, nothing much. A little TV or a tablet or something.
Yeah, something.
And a couple phone calls.
Yeah, that's a really big conversation. So let us know in the comments if you guys have, would you rather be hooked on drugs on the street, or would you rather be in jail for the let's say 20 years? Because I think you've just brought a new perspective because you literally have done both, so you literally can give the best perspective. But you guys let us know in the comments what you think. This has been a great episode. Literally, I don't even want to stop it, but I feel like we've been in for like 4 hours. We probably haven't. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's a long episode, pause it, come back to it because you don't want to miss a second of this. Can you please let the people know where they can find your podcast, where they can find you, what you have coming up. And let me tell you something. If you're at an event and you see B Hill, let him work the room. Just let him work the room. Because that's what he do, y'all. That's what he do. But can you let him know what you have coming up?
I appreciate that so much. Yeah, like I said, I have the Let's Get To It podcast, and my podcast is just strictly trying to help people get off the streets and get themselves, back on track. What we didn't say was I was an addict, and, I was homeless on the streets. I lost everything, I was out there, I was completely gone. And I just, when I see people out there now, it hurts because I want to get them off the street so bad. So my movement now is through my podcast is getting people on there. And we talk about some of the positive things we're doing in recovery and how we can get people off the streets. So you can find my podcast on. It's about to be on all streaming networks. We getting there, but it's definitely on YouTube. And on YouTube, if you just search Let's Get To It 434, it'll take you right to the channel. And on Instagram is a link in the Instagram, Being Hill 62, and Benjamin Benny Banks Thomas on Facebook. And all them links right there, please follow. But more than anything, please subscribe to the channel. By you subscribing to the YouTube channel, to my podcast, to Pink's podcast, it's about what that subscription can do to help us, to help you guys, to get more of this content and stuff out. It don't cost nothing to subscribe. It's just a matter of, getting that word out there. So please subscribe to the channels. I'm sure it's going to be, on the podcast across the screen and all that. Just go give me a subscribe. Check it out. It's very, very, very enlightening to get you to, get the people the help that they need.
That's so true. Thank you so much for coming by, and thank you also for being so open and honest. And this is how you know a person is truly recovered and truly in a mode where they're really just being their best them, because he didn't shy away from not one question, even the hard questions, even the questions that I even thought were hard. He that's not hard, that's light, because he's so open and willing to tell his story. So I do appreciate you being so open and honest, because I had questions off the top of my head. I'm just like, well, what about this? What about that? And at the churches, it's like, so many things, but I do appreciate you coming in. And I appreciate you guys for staying tuned in, and make sure you guys stay tuned in, because, make sure you guys stay locked in, because once you're locked in, ain't no switching up. We'll see you next time.